A good system shortens the road to the goal. For me, any good system starts with organization. When you have the right organizational tools and everything has a place, that saves you time for cleaning up every day and setting up your desk in the morning. So that brings you to the proper organizational tools. Organizational tools are anything you have on your desk that help corral all of your stuff, so it's not just a cluttered mess. But only use what works for you. So if you have any notebooks or papers that you need to use, I suggest using a magazine file or a paper tray. And if you have any pens or pencils, a pencil cup will do just as fine. Now, there are a lot of different organizational tools out there. These are just the two most commonly used. I also know that these items are more than likely going to be temporary for you guys, so I don't want to force you to go out and purchase these things. I'm all about using what's already available and easily accessible in your home. So that brings me to some DIYs you can do for your organizational tools. This is a magazine holder that was made out of a cereal box. All you would really need to purchase is contact paper, which you can get anywhere from the dollar store to Amazon. And there are a lot of different styles of contact paper out there. So you can really put your personality into this. Same goes for your pencil cup. I personally just use a mug, but you can easily use a mason jar, pickle jar, or spaghetti sauce jar, clean it out and spray paint it, and you have a pencil holder. So obviously decor is a huge part of your office space. It's a good way to add your personality and just make it more enjoyable for you to be at your desk. But a little bit goes a long way. I suggest just having 2 or 3 decor items so you don't junk up your space. A desk pad, which is shown here, is a great way to define your space if you're working at a dining table or a shared desk space. I always recommend having plants, at least one. It adds a little bit of life to your space, but if you don't have a green thumb, you can also get a faux plant. No one needs to know. I also love dry erase boards and pen boards just because you're able to put decor and organizational tools all in one place. And once again, I'm gonna have some DIYs that can definitely help you out with this so you don't have to go out and purchase everything. This is a desk pad that you can make out of an old placemat or a piece of cardboard. You can use the same contact paper that you're going to use for the magazine holder, or you can use something totally different if you want to mix up the style a bit. And this one is my favorite DIY. All you need is a picture frame. Depending on the frame, you can either sit it on your desk or mount it on the wall behind your workstation. And this is when you can really start putting your personality into things. You can put anything you want into the frame, a picture, artwork, fabric, literally the sky is the limit. You can also spray paint the frame to add a little more flair to it if you'd like. So it's no secret that colors play a huge role in our overall mood every day. And that is no different when it comes to the colors you use in your office space. Studies have proven that blue tones help give you a sense of calm and productivity when you're working. Green, like plants at your desk, help you concentrate. And orange tones help lift your mood and make you happier while you're working. Now, you're not limited to just these 3 colors. Definitely mix and match them with your favorite colors and with neutral tones to help create a space that's more personalized and interesting for you. Here I have a couple examples of simple desk setups that aren't super frilly or fancy, but you can see they have their own personality just based on the colors and the patterns they used in their organizational tools and their decor. Again, it shows that a little bit goes a long way. So you'll never always be motivated. You must learn to be disciplined. Having a healthy work environment at home goes far beyond having an aesthetically pleasing desk. You're never going to wake up every day to be motivated, especially since now you're working at home. This is when you need to learn how to be disciplined. For me, discipline was all about setting up rules, and a routine for me while I was working at home. So I want to share with you the routine that I felt fit best for me and my working style. So first, get dressed. I know it may seem silly because you're at home and you're working, but getting dressed for work, even when you're working at home, has proven to increase productivity. It goes with the saying, the better you feel, the better you'll do. I also suggest doing something in the morning. Before I started having a morning activity, I found that I felt like I was constantly just getting up and working. And that's because it was true. You need to have some activity, whether reading, journaling, exercising, even watching TV, to serve as a buffer between when you wake up and when you go to work. Also, set office hours. This helps decrease procrastination because you have a set time of when you're going to start work. So you're not constantly pushing off your to-do list. It's also very important to completely unplug for lunch. Don't eat your lunch while sitting in front of your computer, reading emails. This is not helpful for you. You not only need to take this time to eat, but you need to take this time to de-stress and take your mind away from work. You don't want to become burnt out. And lastly, in your routine, I suggest every 30 to 45 minutes to get up and stretch. Sitting and working at a desk all day puts a lot of strain on your neck, your back, and your shoulders. So you do want to take this time to stretch those out. Now, having a routine, I found, is a big key to success, but sticking to your routine is going to be difficult. But I don't want you guys to be discouraged. Definitely, the more you try it, the easier it gets, and the more it becomes second nature. So video calls are now part of our everyday work lives now that we're working remotely. So I want to talk about the proper etiquette. First, when you know you're going to have a meeting, find a well-lit and quiet area. This just helps eliminate on any distractions. I suggest checking your mic and your camera about 10 minutes before the meeting, especially if you know you're going to be speaking during this meeting. You want to make sure you don't run into any technical difficulties. If your laptop sits low on your table, I suggest propping it up on a couple of books, just so that the camera angle is more flattering for you. During the video call, it's very important to keep your mic muted if you're not speaking, just so it cuts down any background noise and distractions for your teammates and yourself on the call. I suggest always having your camera on. This really shows your employer that you are interested and involved in what's going on. Now, of course, there are some exceptions. If it's a large meeting, maybe 20 or more people, and you don't have a speaking role, I think you can keep your camera off. I do suggest wearing headphones. It's easier for you to hear what's going on and easier for your teammates to hear you when you're speaking. I found virtual backgrounds are a lifesaver. Not only do they take away any distractions, but you also don't have to worry about what's going on behind you, and you don't have to clean up. And then lastly, when you're speaking, speak directly into the camera. I think we all kind of get distracted with looking at ourselves, looking at other people, like what's in their background, but definitely look straight into the camera. It's more natural for the people that you're speaking to, and it helps cut down on distractions for yourself. So lastly, but in my opinion, most importantly, I think setting boundaries is key for any kind of healthy work environment, especially when you're at home. So the first set of boundaries is with your household. Clearly explain to them when your office hours are and where in the home you'll be working. This way they know when to give you your privacy and quiet time. Also explain to your family the importance of your hotspot and your Wi-Fi. If you find that everyone's using your Wi-Fi and it's making your work a little bit slower for you, definitely explain to them the importance of why you need it for work and that they can clearly use it when you're not working. Also, let them know when you have a meeting scheduled. This way they know to give you extra privacy during this time. And then boundaries are also important with your employer. They need to understand that you need time to unplug. So let your lunch break and other break times be known to them so they know that you're going to be unavailable at that time. Also, once your office hours are done, that's it. Stop working. I know it's easier said than done, especially when you're working at home, but it's very important for you to de-stress and unplug when you're not working, because it's very easy to become burnt out and not motivated to start working. So once your office hours are done, close the computer and put your work away. So those are my steps to creating the most healthy and effective work environment at home. I do have the instructions for the DIYs that I spoke about, but if you do like to purchase, here are some vendors that I find have really cute and well-priced organizational and decor items.